All right. What's going on, everybody? I'm Charles Smith, the host of the T-Shirt Millionaires live show. And I tell y'all every single week that I'm going to bring the best people to the platform, whether it's brand owners, whether it's owners of companies, printers, suppliers. All I'm trying to do is find the best minds out here in the T-shirt space and provide value. So today, I have a special guest. His name is Tom Bell. You saw him just put his hat on. He has the Viralstyle logo sitting on the hat, right? And I think that this is going to be a valuable conversation because he has a solution for people out there that don't want to build a website, who don't want to deal with a whole bunch of front end managing inventory. And there's a platform called Viralstyle that can really help you grow your business and get to the market fast. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hit this intro. We're going to come back and have a great conversation with Tom. All right, everybody, what's going on?
I like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate a little place it countdown timer. But yeah, bro, like I appreciate it, everybody. I'm Charles Smith, the host of the T-Shirt Millionaires live show, and today we have Tom Bell, who is the founder and owner of Viralstyle. Tom, I'm gonna turn it over to you and let the people know who you are.
Well, again, my name's Tom Bell. I own Viralstyle.com. We launched in early 2014. We've been cranking for 6 years now. Our company was one of the first. Well, let's back it up. Right, it's back before the company. So, I was one of the original T-shirt sellers on Facebook. I was in late 2013. There's probably, I would say, a few hundred, not even that many guys that they had just released interest targeting on Facebook for the first time, and we started selling physical products, and T-shirts was a really easy way to target people based on their interests and things like that. So in the beginning, like late 2013, there was just a couple of really big players. There was Teespring was the only platform at the time, and they were a very basic platform back then, just not even close to what we have now. And everybody that starts now has got so much better than what we did. But basically, we would target people based on their interests, create as many designs as we could. I create a system for that. We ended up doing $2 million in sales in a few months, and then basically went to Teespring and like, hey, we're leaving a lot of money on the table here. Working with you guys, these are the things that we need to be able to continue doing business with you guys. You know, just simple things like upsells, cross sells, even buyer data. They didn't give us their buyer data or anything like that.
Right.
And they just weren't willing to do that. So we kind of left the platform to build something for ourselves.
Right.
That's kind of how it started. Right. And then because the industry was so small and kind of growing at the time, we kind of made a name for ourselves as one of the top producers because we were the number one seller on Teespring at the time. And people realized, hey, these guys are leaving, doing something on their own. And we realized there was an opportunity there to take some market share and create another platform for marketers. So that was our mantra as we started, was by marketers for marketers. And we just wanted to make it a really easy way for people to maximize the amount of money they can make with the least amount of work when it came to selling T-shirts. Now, since then, obviously, we've uploaded plenty of other products. I think we have like 50 main products, anything from canvas prints and posters to coffee mugs and everything in between. But we ship about 1 million to 1.5 million products a year to 160 countries. We've got thousands of users all over the world. And essentially what Viralstyle is an end-to-end solution. So instead of like you were saying, instead of going to Shopify and paying for an upfront subscription and building out a storefront and then paying for all these apps that are all included. Now, if you build out a store correctly on Shopify, it's going to cost you a couple $100.
Right.
I mean, so we realized there's an opportunity to make it simple. So everything on the site is built in. So we have the software to actually sell the product. So you upload your design to as many products as you want. We'll generate a sales page for you, and that can be done in 3 steps. Now you have the sales page is ready to go. Anything that gets sold on that is a pre-order, essentially. We use the money from the sale to actually produce the item. And We give you analytics on your dashboard. We have built-in marketing features like upsells and cross sells and email marketing and everything like that. And it's free to use. So
Right.
that's the beauty of it, is that we don't make money until you guys do, and we try and give you the most tools possible for free so that you guys can, spend your money where it matters, it's just in the advertising.
Absolutely. So you gave me a lot to unpack there, but within all of that, right? There's so much value in you all. You all were marketers yourselves, like you said. You built this platform for marketers by marketers. You saw some issues in the marketplace, and you said that the way that the company is built is not serving us to our maximum capacity to really help us grow. So tell me about some of those things you went to Teespring with. What didn't they have? Right? What are the exact things that they didn't have, and maybe they still don't have that Viralstyle has?
So one of the biggest things was the buyer data, right? So with that 2 million in sales, there's about 150,000 customers that we did not own. So we didn't have their email addresses. We didn't have any of the information there. So we couldn't do any remarketing. And also, I'm talking about 2013. This is before the Pixel, man.
Right.
Like,
That's crazy.
this is money in, money out. There's no remarketing or anything like that.
No tracking at all?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Crazy.
So it was basically like we knew what our sales were, we knew how much we were spending and everything. So but yeah, so the buyer data was really important to us, right? So we spent all this money building this database and didn't have access to it. And that was kind of like the final straw for us, because we realized, like, hey, that's 150,000 customers that we have for our specific niche that we cannot even email. Right. So that was the biggest thing. I don't know if they offer that now. They may have like I don't think they offer like the full data still, but like they can give you like a download for Facebook or something like that, where it's like, I forget what it's called, hashed. I think they give you hashed lists or something like that. But even then, it's still their customer, right? Kind of like an Amazon. So that was like the biggest thing. The upsells feature is something they ended up integrating later and stuff like that. And when it comes to platforms, because we're so far into this now, there are very little differences. There are some things that we do better than them. There's some things they do better than us, and so on and so forth. But they've kind of left the affiliate industry. I don't know if you've seen any of the recent stuff on them, but they've kind of focused specifically on creators. They've rebranded to Spring. And so they're really not even what I would consider a competitor anymore at this point. They're just kind of a leader in the industry, which is a good thing for everybody.
Right.
But yeah, so as far as that was concerned, that was the biggest thing. And I'm sure, as you've told them a million times, like, your buyer data is everything. So
everything. And I think that's valuable. And I think, just quick message to everybody in the audience, a couple of things that Tom talked about. These are key e-commerce principles, right? When he says that he was on Teespring and he built up a huge database and he couldn't get emails, he couldn't get phone numbers, he couldn't get addresses. When you acquire a customer, especially when you spend money on ads to get a customer to come in the door, you want to be able to control that list so you can get back in front of them with promos. You might come out with a new product, right? You got holidays. And when you send an email out and a text out, then it's free to do that, right? So he wasn't able to get any of that data. And it's funny that you talked about before the picks that I can't even imagine, bro. I think I got into the game about 2014, and I'm trying to think back then, was there a Pixel or not? That's crazy, bro. Cool, man. All right, so tell me, Tom, the people who come over to Viralstyle now, right? What is the persona? What is the customer avatar of the people who come and they sign up for your platform?
That's a good question, right? So we get hundreds of signups a day. It's hard to really kind of track individual people, but most of them are younger. Most of the successful guys are in the early 20s. And what they do is they just kind of see an opportunity. And I like to think of print on demand as like the easiest way to get into e-commerce in general, because that's my girlfriend, Jenny.
Hey, Jenny, what's going on?
So yeah, I think it's just the easiest way to get into e-commerce, because there's so little barrier to entry as far as like the amount of money that you need to spend. And you can test as many things as you want. So as far as like the people who sign up, it's usually younger guys who are ready to try something new and, hustle and are willing to lose a couple $100 to try and test things. And once they start to, and the good thing is about print on demand is you could have 10 losers, but then one winner that will cover the losses and profit, right? So it's all about consistency and continuing to launch campaigns and testing new things and learning more about the audience and the different types of traffic that you can send and things like that. And then building processes and systems to scale.
Understood. No, so that's really good. And, just the speed and the ease to be able to get up on the platform. So when people do come on and they sign up, the people who end up having success, what do they do? Do they find niches? Do they ride trends? What are the things that really allow you to take off? Because I know in this scenario, it's not so much about building a brand, it's about finding a winning product. So what are people doing to find that success as they advertise on Viralstyle?
I think, and this is what I tell everybody, when you're starting, start with something right? And, hobby or whatever it is, just to kind of, because you understand maybe the humor of that industry or niche or whatever it is. And basically with designs, you want to evoke some type of emotion, right? Whether it's comedy or pride or like sexual innuendos or whatever it is, like those are things that sell really well because it's kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff that kind of displays who you are on your t-shirt, something that people want to wear, right? And trends, so that's kind of like the bread and butter. Like find a niche that you can continue with and kind of expand on and build an asset with, and then definitely jump on trends. I mean, trends is the biggest thing, the fastest and easiest way to make money. Right. So if you see a trend, something that's blown up on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you can figure out a way to, target those audiences in a way that, they understand what that shirt's talking about.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Without any like copyright issues or anything like that. But that's where a lot of our money was made, where we could do, 3,000 shirts in a week. Right. But with trends, it's a one of these, right? It goes straight up and then curves off and pretty much dies off. So you just gotta, milk it as much as you can, and then when the CPAs start to level off and you're not making any more money, you can kind of taper it off and what I call downscale, right? So instead of just cutting it off, you can kind of taper it off and still milk some money out of it. But with niches, if you're consistent, you can, see that rise. I mean, obviously you'll have dips and stuff, but as you build your audience, you build your assets and everything like that, you build the data that you have on your pixel and stuff. Facebook will start to recognize more and more people that are like the people who've already bought. And that's the more consistent way to do it. But trends they're usually they're home runs, man.
Right. No, I think that's dope. Because the way that I guess I look at trends and world events and things that are happening right now, if I had a brand that was totally unrelated to that trend, maybe I could find a way to connect it. But there's a possibility that I would have to totally miss out on something going on if I liked it, because I got this brand that is sitting there. But what I love about this whole concept is it's like we can listen to the street, we can pay attention to what's going on, keep our ear to Instagram and Facebook. And then when something happens, we can run right over to Viralstyle without having to have, you ain't got to have a brand.
Nope.
You don't got to set up a store. You can go ahead, create some designs and get it up and running. And
that's right.
Speed.
That's exactly right. You can have, if you get a design up, it'll be ready for sale in less than 5 minutes.
That's amazing. So listen, everybody, that's the value that I want you to think about, because a lot of the times with e-commerce and Shopify, the way that I teach, I'm always saying niche, choose a niche. But a lot of people don't want to niche down because they still want to be creative. And I think I look at this as another opportunity. If somebody did have like a niche brand, Viralstyle still gives you the ability to have that creativity without having to do a whole bunch of work. Now the great thing that I want to talk about next time is, so we know email marketing is a big part of that. We know customer service is a big part of running a business. What does Viralstyle do to support people who sell on the platform who need help in different areas of their business?
So the good thing about Viralstyle is we handle the customer service for you.
Right.
So you're just creating products and selling them. So we
Right.
give you the software to actually sell the product. We do the fulfillment for you automatically, and we handle the customer service. So your main focus is just coming up with ideas, creating designs, and selling them. That's it.
Right. That's crazy. So I just love that too. It's taking even the pressure of us having to handle with these different parts of the business. We can just focus on selling on the front end. So
That's right.
That's good. So tell me about this. What I know I went and I did an account probably about a year ago, right? And basically I saw that you have what you call campaigns.
Right.
So the campaign model that you use, how does that work? Does somebody set, is there a specific amount of days you have to set a campaign? How does that all work? How does it play? Give me
So you can do anything between, I think we go down to 1 day, but I think it's like between 3 days and 21 days the campaign is. And the way the campaign works is, like I said, everything that's ordered within that time frame is a pre-order. Most guys just set it for a week. So you're trying to stack up as many orders as you can in that 7 days, because the beauty of our industry, our platform is, the more sales you accumulate that we can batch out at once, the cheaper it is for you to actually produce the product. So if you're using an app on Shopify, they have flat rate pricing.
Right.
So every order goes out individually. Whereas on our platform, if you sell, one, it's our base cost of, let's say it's a regular t-shirt. The most you'll ever pay is $9.75 for a shirt, right? But if you sell 100 of those, that price drops to like $6.50. And if you sell 1,000 of those, it drops to $5. So that also helps when you're scaling as well, because maybe the CPAs go up a little bit and stuff. You can kind of adjust your the pricing adjusts that the more you sell. So the more you sell, the more you make.
Right.
And that's just a pass down of our savings to you guys, because we have our margins built into the base cost.
Right.
So that is one of the reasons some of the top sellers like using us, is because they know how to scale. And once they start finding a winning design that is starting to scale, they can scale it as high as they want. And the more they make, the more they sell.
Right. No, that's extremely valuable. And the next question that I have, in regards to that, and I love, matter of fact, I love the fact that just the price goes down. The more volume you push, the cost goes down, and allows you to push profit and gives you more room for CPA. I think that's really good. So after a campaign ends, you said, maybe on average it's like 7-day campaigns. After it ends, what happens from there? What is the process after the campaign is over?
So once the campaign ends, we batch out the order. So it goes directly to our supplier. The supplier, we have the exact orders, which is great. Instead of having to do all the guesswork of your own fulfillment, where you have to buy them up front and guess how many smalls versus larges you need and all that stuff. We know the exact orders. We need 12 medium blacks, red, whatever. We batch that order to our supplier. Our supplier then overnights it to our printer. Our printer prints the products within 3 days and ships it directly to the customer.
Got it.
Once the campaign ends, you're able to withdraw your profits immediately.
Got it. So that's really cool. So basically, do you have multiple printers? Do you have multiple suppliers? How many are there? So, when you get to times to where it's holidays, Black Friday, Christmas, whatever it is, you're able to handle the demand.
Yeah. So we have contract printers all over the country. So depending on where the order comes in from, it will get shipped to the closest and fastest option.
Nice.
As far as suppliers, we work with the largest suppliers in the world as far as the blanks are concerned, and we have guaranteed stock in all the profit. The products that we have on the site are all guaranteed in stock. That's why we have them on there.
Got it.
That's why we don't deviate too much from that list. And if we do upload a new product, we have to guarantee that it's going to be available, because there's been times where, because we never know, man, like some of these sellers on our site, like 2 years ago, we released these little dog tags, like jewelry dog tags for men.
Right.
And some guy sold 100,000 of them over the Christmas time.
That's crazy.
We literally depleted the entire United States inventory of these little things, man.
Y'all was probably calling everywhere.
We were not in a good position, but we ended up working it out, obviously. But it was one of those things, like, you never know what's going to happen, or how, somebody catches a really strong niche. 100,000 units in 2 months is fucking a lot of money, man.
Right.
So these
Right.
guys they're just spending as much as they can as long as they're making money. So
Right. No, that's really good. Tell me this, bro. What is the printing method when the items get shipped or they get printed? Is it DTG? Is it screen print? What's the printing method?
So it depends, right? So lower quantity orders will always go DTG. It's just more cost efficient for us and you.
Right.
And it just makes it go faster. If there's anything over 10 colors in the design, we'll go
Right.
DTG as well. Other than that, it will be screened.
Cool. Sounds good. And what about brand of t-shirts? What is there a specific brand you use?
So we have a basic tee, which is like a Gildan.
Okay.
And then we have like next level Bella Canvas. So we've got the premium ones as well. So we
Right.
most people offer all of them because some people look right.
Cool. Yep.
But a lot of these guys have the mentality of, I'm trying to put out the cheapest product to make the most money and stuff like that. But a Gildan shirt's still it's like a Walmart shirt, it's just like a heavier cotton. But some of the guys that, more focused on, building their assets and their brand, they want to use higher quality, lighter shirts like the Bella Canvas. So that's offered as well.
Cool. Sounds good, bro. Well, yeah, man. Great printers out there. For everybody heard, if it's more colors, DTG, probably lower quantity DTG. And then when it gets more, it's screen print. So speaking of printing, I want to go to a quick commercial break. I really want to highlight RBY Prints. When you need DTG, when you need screen print, when you want to get somebody who can handle your specific brand and be able to take it to the next level with quality printing, you can reach out to rbyprints.com. So I'm going to run this and we'll be right back, Tom. All right, we are back. So cool, man. So we ended up finishing talking about the printing side. One thing that I didn't ask about and just go a little further in, when the campaign is over, you said people can withdraw their profits, right?
That's correct.
So how does that do? Is it just like a simple, you got to connect PayPal? Do you do direct deposit? How does that work?
We do both. We do ACH, PayPal. Some of our overseas guys use Payoneer and Ping Pong, and there's a few options. But most people just use direct deposit ACHs.
Sounds good. All right, cool.
Or you can get a check if you want, old school.
Right? Old school check, right on. Yeah, no, good. Yeah, I take mine's electronic for sure. Cool, man. So, what are some of the big changes that you're seeing, in the t-shirt space over the years, Tom? Like, you've been doing this for a while. I think you said 2013. What has changed drastically over the years for you from a seller standpoint? And what principles do you feel like are still the same?
Well, obviously, t-shirts are always king. That's the one thing I will say. They still are over 50% of our total sales. But I do see people adding more products to their arsenal, right?
Right.
I think average order value is the biggest thing that I can preach. So adding upsells at the end of the purchase order. So on Viralstyle, we give you 2 one-click upsells. So what that means is after they actually purchase the product, right before the thank you page, it does a pop-up and says, hey, here's a similar product or the same product for a percentage off. And we get about 10%, 10 to 15% take rate on that. That's no extra work. You've already paid for that customer. You're just getting them to order something else from you, and they get a discount, so they're happy as well. So it's a win-win. That kind of stuff. I mean, email marketing, it's vital, man, because you've already paid for that customer. They already know who you are. They've already bought from you before. So it's a lot easier to get somebody to buy a second time than it is to find a new customer. So those are 2 things I would definitely say are super important. And then obviously collecting your data, right? And managing your data correctly and knowing the best way to utilize it. Because with lookalike audiences on Facebook and things like that, they're invaluable, and that's where you're going to get the best bang for your buck.
Absolutely. And I want everybody, I just want to make sure that everybody catches what Tom talked about. And a term that he mentioned was average order value, right? And he mentioned that you can go, somebody buys something, they go and they check out, and they can get a couple of different upsells. It doesn't take you any additional work, but it increases your revenue, and it can also increase your profit as well. Same thing if you go to, if you go to McDonald's, right? And they ask you, do you want fries with that? Or you want a large drink? Same type of thing. So what they have on their platform is an opportunity to add these upsells on the back end to get somebody to buy more. And that's extremely valuable. Tom, tell me this, because I know you probably see a whole bunch of data, right? When it comes to upselling, do people upsell? What works best? Is it a completely different product that goes with it? Is it the same product? What's better to upsell on the back end?
So the one that gets taken the most is the same exact design, right, but probably on a separate product, right? So whether it's they buy a t-shirt, you offer a hoodie or a mug, and then something within the same niche, right? So if you're selling a dog product, selling a similar dog product would sell just as well.
Right.
Those are the ones that do the best.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right, man. Well, one of the last questions I want to ask you, Tom, is you mentioned trends, and we can pay attention to social media to find trends, but are there some principles, are there some research tactics that someone can use to research what's going on in the world and then put that on a t-shirt?
So there's a lot of spy tools out there, man.
Yeah.
As far as the trends, obviously you can use Google Trends and things like that, the most prominent ones. But there are a ton of spy tools, and there's some specifically for print on demand.
Wow.
What's it called?
My audience is waiting to understand what the spy tools are.
So basically what it is programmers in the print on demand industry have created scraping tools that scrape, Facebook ads or all the platforms, or even, the marketplaces like Etsy and stuff like that, and find the top trending, let's say it's an ad, right? So if that ad is trending and it's got thousands of likes, thousands of comments and things like that, obviously that person's spending a lot of money to that design. So clearly it's working. Right. So you can buy into these spy tools for probably about $100 a month, $150 a month, I think is the pretty normal price range on those. And it just gives you an idea of like what's selling right now. Right. And it's actually a good way if you have a niche to find new designs. So I would definitely recommend checking that out.
So do you know any names of spy tools?
I was just thinking about that, man.
Because that's what everybody, I'm sure, wants to know. You just got to give us one name. It's funny because there's something on Amazon. When I used to sell on Amazon, it had something very similar. You can click a button. It would scrape Amazon. It would tell you what different products, what they sell each month. But yeah, if you think of something.
I can't remember off the top of my head, man. I know I'm thinking about Ad Spy, but I think that's more for like drop shipping.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you on that one, man. I'll definitely get back to you on
that. Send me a DM and then I'll pass it to the.
Yeah, I will.
Cool, bro. Sounds good, man. All right, man. So what's coming up next for Viralstyle, man? What are y'all doing? How are you evolving? And how can people leverage the platform moving forward in 2021?
So our next big move is integrating into some of the largest marketplaces. So majority of our sales come from just direct advertising on Facebook and Instagram and everything like that. Now we're going to create a way for them to, once they load their product onto Viralstyle and it gets proven, we will automatically integrate it into Amazon, Etsy, Walmart, and all those platforms so that they can get free sales generated for them based on the traffic on those existing marketplaces. So if you got winning designs that are winning on your site, load them up on the Viralstyle and just get some extra money from them, man. I mean, it's really that simple.
Right. No, I think that's extremely valuable, y'all. I mean, it's one thing to just try to get, more sales in one specific channel, but for the simple fact that, there'll be an option to put to the Etsy, all these other platforms, and get seen in other places. I think that's strong. So, bro, what type of advice would you leave my audience with, right? Well, if it's somebody who it's a teenager out there and they said, I want to sell some t-shirts. I want to get started. What would you tell them and how would you guide them?
I mean, first of all, they have to start, right? I mean, so the first thing, like I said before, start with something you know. Keep it simple. Don't try and overdo it. You can go to Fiverr and get some very basic designs. And I'll be honest with you, designs don't really matter that much. I would think it's mainly like verbiage, right? So the message is really what sells the shirt, right?
Yeah, you're talking about language, bro.
Plain white words on a black tee, and if it says something that means something to them and that they want people to know about them, that's what's going to sell.
Right.
So don't worry about it being, colorful and all that stuff. You can just start with white designs on dark shirts and just start from there, and start with like $5 a day, you know, and learn the Facebook ads platform because it's so powerful. Learn what you're looking at. Do the research. There's so much free information on YouTube now about how to do this stuff.
Right.
There's no reason you shouldn't, give it a shot.
Right. Well, I think that's extremely powerful, y'all. And for everybody listening, this is a guy who's been doing this for a while. He has a company, a lot of people selling on his platform. I'm sure he sees tons of data. He probably sees the most ridiculous shirts.
Ridiculous.
Right. I'm sure that you see some crazy stuff. You just like, what the heck? But people buying thousands of units. So y'all pay attention. Y'all listen. Don't overcomplicate it. Words work. White letters, black shirt. Push it out there. It's about a message. So, bro, I can't thank you enough, man. I appreciate you sharing your time, your expertise, your story, inspiration with everybody on my platform. How can people find you if they want to get in contact or they want to get on Viralstyle? How can they find you?
Well, they can look at me on Instagram at ecom.tom. That's my handle. They can shoot me an email directly at TB is my initials, TB@viralstyle.com. Those are the two easiest way to get a hold of me.
Right. All right, bro. Well, look, I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, and we'll be in touch, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, see you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. There we go again. Again. That's another one. In the books. I hope that y'all found extreme value from what Tom talked about, y'all. So the reason that I wanted to bring him on is because I saw value in the platform. I saw opportunity for somebody to just get started just like that, fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to work on building stuff. You might just be in a place where you like, look, I don't want to build a store. I just want to create designs. I want to put them out there. I want to see how people respond. If you want to, and listen, even if you have a store, I think this is another opportunity where you can just have a play box. Viralstyle could be your play box. It could be your sandbox. You can play around over there. You can test stuff out. You might have some talking about the president today. You might have something going on in the world talking about LeBron James the next day. You can have something going on in the world where you might be talking about your kids and kids getting born. You know what I'm saying? New parents, stuff like that. So you always have the ability to shift and move, and you can play around in that area. So look, man, if y'all don't know and y'all ain't went to it yet, go to viralstyle.com. Check it out. I think it's a valuable platform. So look, man, as always, I just want to thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate every single person who supports this show, who watches this show. If you like this show, wherever you're watching at, send it to a friend, man. Send it. Let's spread it out, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to bring value, right? I'm trying to bring value to this show so it can help every single person that is watching. And it ain't just me talking out of my mouth. It's other people from their experiences. And so as I try to continue adding value, I just ask that you do me a big favor. If you can share it in a group, share it with a friend, right? Move it to your personal social media platform. Let's let everybody know about this show. And as we continue to do that, I'm going to find the best minds, the best people, the best brand owners, and I'm going to bring them here to have open conversations with us. All right. So with that being said, listen, I'm going to end it with this. All right. Because a lot of people been reaching out to me about the mastermind. I finally got the solution. I have created a waiting list. If you want to be a part of the T-shirt Millionaires Mastermind, if you want mentorship, if you want community, if you want a roadmap, if you want being able to get around people of like minds and taking things to the next level and growing together. We had an amazing session this past week. We meet every Tuesday. We had a guy of a brand. He has an amazing brand where he has loyal customers, and he's done it completely organically. He came and he spoke to us for 3 whole hours this past Tuesday. And you talk about the pride that he takes in his brand and the excellence. And we got it all recorded. So our whole group in our mastermind, we can watch it over and we can see it again, right? Behind the scenes. So if you want that type of thing, look, man, that's what we do, man. It's about 2021. It's about growth. Look, we're all taking it to different levels. Some of us are a little further, but it doesn't matter. It ain't about where you are in the race. And I want you to realize this, whether you're part of the T-Shirt Millionaires Mastermind or not, it's not where you are in the race in comparison to anybody else. Everybody else, that don't even matter. It's about you being where you need to be and you improving from where you were yesterday and taking it to the next level. That's what it's about, right? That's what it's about at the end of the day. Don't worry about anybody else's results but yours. If somebody is further ahead, let them inspire you. Learn the lessons, learn the gems, learn the mistakes, use that as fuel, but keep going forward, right? And I promise you, if you just focus on that, one foot in front of the other, you will grow, you will learn. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the mastermind is all about. So listen, if you want to join and get on the waiting list, I want you to text that number at the bottom of the screen. Text the word mastermind. All right. And I'm sitting here, but guess what? This is what we do. I'm gonna go ahead and make a want to join a text the word because I ended up missing something on the bottom. All right, text the word mastermind. All right, at boom, there we go. All right, so look, there it is right there. You know what I'm saying? We making on the spot changes. All right, if you want to get in, you want to get on the waiting list, text the word mastermind at 256-588-4495. Text the word mastermind, sign up for the waiting list. Once it opens up again, I'll let you know. You'll be the first to know. You'll have priority. All right. So look, man, I'm out. I appreciate y'all from the bottom. Thank y'all so much. Share it with a friend. Share it with somebody who needs some help. And until then, remember what I always say. If you can see it in your mind's eye, one day you'll be able to see it with your real eyes. Peace, man. Y'all be cool, man. We'll talk later on.